This is Baxter Colburn, host of Verse of the Day. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Liz Colburn, host of the Morning Uplift here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back and check out my show, The Morning Uplift, where we talk about finding your beauty in the journey. A new show comes out twice a month on the first and third Mondays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Morning Uplift. Thank you again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What to do when things don't go your way. Welcome to Choose to Rise. Welcome to Public House Media. I am so glad that you're here today. And today we are just talking about what happens when life doesn't go your way. Faith is knowing that when life doesn't go as planned, it is in fact exactly how it's supposed to be. Did you know that we aren't really in charge? That life is going to happen to us, and we get to decide also how life can happen for us as well. I also think about, I was listening to the Power of Positive Summit. It happened with John Gordon this whole week. And if you have not yet signed up for that, I highly encourage you to do so. At the time that I'm recording this podcast, it is the end of April in 2019. And every end of April, John Gordon does this Power of Positive Summit. He brings together all these amazing speakers, amazing thought-producing, just inspiring, motivational, and faith-based people, and brings them together into this Power of Positive Summit. And just listening to the speakers each day, there's an email that comes to you with 4 or 5 videos in it, and you watch them and listen and share. And we've, as a team of women that I work with, we've just been going through them all, and it's been amazing to listen to them. And we talk in there about, some of the speakers have talked about how there has been, life can happen to you or life can happen for you. And it's really all about perspective. And today we're going to be talking about what happens when life doesn't necessarily go your way, what you can do about it, and how to think about it. Because, if we think about it as life is happening to us, we have a reactive and a very kind of feeling about it, right? You're not in control. But when life happens for us, and we can think about it as the kind of glass half full versus the glass half empty, life just gets a whole lot easier. And so we just have a better mindset about life, and you have a better concept of what's happening because you feel like you can do something about it, and you can do something about it. You are in control of everything that's going on. And so, how to respond, you have control over it because you can respond, you can choose how to respond to it. You don't always have control of exactly what's going to happen in life, what happens in every situation, but you always have control of how you respond to it. And that's what I mean by that. Okay, so let's talk. What are some of the things that you can do when you're having a bad day, when things are just not going the way you had planned? How you can evaluate yourself, how you can respond differently to have a better outcome. So step 1, take a step back and evaluate. What's really going on in this situation? Is it something that you do have control over, that you can take an action for, a different action and have a different conclusion? Or is it something that, is really completely out of your control, and it's really just how you respond to it that makes a difference? So take a step back and evaluate the situation. Number 2, vent if you have to, but don't linger on the problem. When we continually focus on and keep bringing up the past and keep rehashing it all the time, we are definitely spinning our wheels and not getting any farther down the road. So vent if you have to, but also be solution focused. I listened to John Maxwell speak yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago, in the Power of Positive Summit. And he said, don't come to me with a problem unless you have at least 3 solutions. This was a leadership tip. He said, don't come to me with a problem unless you have 3 solutions, and you are one of those solutions. Right? Vent if you have to, but don't linger on the problem, and be focused on solutions going forward. Number 3 is realize there are others out there facing this issue too. You're not alone. You're not the only one that needs to lose weight. You're not the only one that's maybe having marital problems. You're not the only one that has a child who doesn't listen and obey. You're not the only one. There's no way. You are perfectly unique, and you are the only one that can ever be you. but you are not the only one facing these same kinds of problems. There are other people out there, and we can learn from each other and support each other and encourage each other and be a part of life together. Number 4 is process your emotions, not just like dumping them out on the world by venting and posting them on Facebook, but process your emotions. Journal, audio record yourself, meditate, talk to someone you trust about them. Work through the situation by acknowledging what your thoughts are, recognizing the presence, maybe giving yourself a break, going for a walk where you can really process those thoughts, listen to music, really center yourself back to where you are at. Maybe go get some sleep, but taking a break, taking a step back and evaluating what's happening, processing those emotions with somebody that you know and can trust, and really, understanding that you have control over every response that you have to those things. Really uncover what you're really upset about. It's not probably the thing that is really, just kind of tip the breaking point. Think about what it is that you're really upset about. Is something from your past or something oftentimes when I think about when I'm working with my kids, like I'm frustrated with something else, you take it out on other people. And that's unfortunately how life just happens sometimes. But when you really are in control of how and you have to understand that's a response you're choosing. But when you can really do these other things and analyze the situation, identify how it occurred and so it won't happen again, realize the situation can be a lot worse sometimes, and doing your best, but don't kill yourself over it, right? You're doing your best to do what you can do. And the only thing that you can do about it next time is changing it up if it wasn't the thing. If you are unhappy with where you're going in life, change up what you're doing so that you don't end up in the same place. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. If you're not happy with the results you're having, you have to change something that you're doing. The situation could always be worse. There's always something else that could happen, but you want to prevent that from happening. So by doing something that you've learned from the situation and changing it up so you can do your best next time. And the last tip I have for you is pick out the learning points from each encounter. It really seems hard sometimes when life is not going the way you want it to learn something from it. It's really hard it can be really hard to really focus on the lesson when you're in the struggle. But that's really the most important time to look for the lesson, is when you're in the struggle, when things are not going the way you want them to, when you feel your worst, when you feel like you are just wrapped up in either sadness or grief or confusion or whatever. That's the time to look for the lesson, because when you can find that lesson and you can learn from the situation, why is this happening? What could I have done differently? What are the steps that I need to get out of this? How can I prevent this from happening again? When you can learn something from the situation, it gives it a purpose. It gives it a point. It doesn't make something that's happening to you. It makes it what's happening for you. And you can always learn and grow from every situation in your life. So pick out the learning points from every encounter. Do your best and understand that you don't have to kill yourself to be the best. You're not having to be the best, but being your best is different. Realize the situation can be a lot worse and that you're blessed in this situation that you're in right now. Identify how it occurred so that you can maybe avoid having it occur again. Or if it's something good, identify how it occurred so you can repeat the process. See an obstacle as something that you can be overcome, that you have every possibility and every strength and every skill and everything that you need inside of you to be the best thing that you can be. Uncover what's really upsetting you. It's probably not the situation at hand. Give yourself a break. Go for a walk, listen to music, watch a movie, talk to someone, acknowledge your thoughts, recognize that they're there. Awareness is number one key here. Process your emotions, get the things out of your head and out on paper or into audio or into meditation. Speak them to somebody that you trust. Talk to God about them. He wants to hear your lament. Realize that there are others out there facing this too. You're not as alone as you feel. Talk about it, vent about it, but don't linger on the problem. And always evaluate the situation. You can step back, get that 30,000 foot view of what's going on, get yourself out of the trees and into the forest so you can see what's happening and really understand when things don't necessarily go your way, you're going to be able to overcome it. Because life, the circle of happiness, sadness, hard times, and good times. If you're going through hard times, have faith that the good times are on their way. It's always a thing that's going to always just be happening. But the more we can evaluate things, the more we can find ways to really remember that what's happening in your world is happening for you and not happening to you, you're definitely going to have a lot more life well lived. You're going to have more confidence in yourself. You're going to have more strength in yourself, and you're just going to live a happier life because you've chosen not to give up. You've chosen to face each trouble with courage. You've chosen to go forward and make anew, do something different and better every day. And even when things don't necessarily go your way, know that they are probably happening for you so that you can do things better next time. Thanks so much for joining today. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Maddie. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you want to connect with me more, head over to choosetoriseUp.com. We'll have all my past episodes there. You can learn more about my story, how to connect with me, how to work with me. If you're looking to do something within the world of health and fitness, if you want to improve life, if you want to be a part of a community where we lift you up and encourage you and support you, be there. Head over to choosetoriseUp.com. Check that out. See how we can work together. And if you like the show, share it. Tell more people about it. Be a part of the community at choosetoriseUp.com, at Choose to Rise Up on Facebook, or that really just makes my heart super happy. And it's like the best feeling in the world when I get tagged on social media with my podcast or something that somebody has appreciated that I've put out there. So if you take a screenshot of this podcast, tag me, KJP Meyer, on social media, Instagram or Facebook. It makes my heart so happy. And it's a simple thing to do. And I really appreciate you just spreading the word and joy of something that you've appreciated here. So thanks so much for joining me today. And I hope to see you here again very soon. Bye.